Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different. As most of you already know, I follow the Weight Watchers Simply Feeling program. It started, I don't know if it was before Core, if there was anything related to it, but Core is where Simply Feeling was born. And they had Simply Feeling going when they brought on Freestyle. And that is when I joined, was when they still had, Freestyle was relatively new, and they still had Simply Feeling. And I started on Simply Feeling. Did that for a while, lost weight, got off of it, tried all kind of different things. Decided when I did my Back to the Beginning challenge, I wanted to go back to where I was successful and I was excited and I enjoyed my program, because that is a big one. You have to enjoy what you're doing or you can forget it. It's not going to stick. So I decided to go back to Simply Feeling. Well, here's the thing. Unless you want to track on paper, because I have my notes, I have everything that I wrote down, and I have my memory from when I did it the first time, and that's how I do it now. I know what foods are zero, and I'm sure I don't have an exhaustive list, but I have enough to get me by. But there are no programs, no apps out there that track Simply Feeling as Simply Feeling. So you have to learn to work a way around it. Or you can continue just to track on paper, however you feel comfortable. I found a way on what is now Healthy, it was formerly ITRACKBITES, to do it that works for me. I'm sure there are other ways of doing it. I don't know what they are. This is just the one that I figured out that would help me, and so I wanted to share that with those of you that are doing Simply Feeling, because I know there's some of you out there, you let me know that you're doing it too. So I just wanted to share this with you in case you weren't aware that you could still track on an app. So with all that being said, let's turn around and see what I do. To begin, let me say this video assumes that you know how to use Healthy. This is not a full Healthy tutorial. This only shows you how I set up Simply Feeling. So when you click on the app, the first page it'll bring up is your tracking screen. We need to change some settings, because you can see here I have 37 daily and I have 42 weekly. On Simply Feeling, across the board, everyone, you get 0 daily points and 49 weekly points. So to keep it easier to figure, I might as well figure it on paper if I have all these numbers to contend with, and that's too much for me. So this is the system that I came up with. Click on the upper left hand corner, your little icon. Then click on the upper right hand corner, the gear, and that's going to bring you up to your settings. There's preferences. You see weight loss plan, click on that. Weight loss plan, click on that again, and you can see there's Better Balance, Keeping Keto. Those are the two that you have to pay for. You also have Sugar Smart, Conquer Cravings, Carb Conscious, and Calorie Command. Each one of these programs focuses on a different area, so the points are going to reflect that. Maybe in Sugar Smart, your sugary points are going to be higher than Conquer Cravings. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty certain that's how the programs work. Otherwise, they would just have one program going around for everybody. I choose Better Balance because those are closer to the blue points. When it was WW Blue, which then before that it was Freestyle, and Simply Feeling was using the Freestyle points. As far as I know, I wasn't on Freestyle, but I'm assuming points for everything that had a point were all the same. It's just for Simply Feeling you had extra 0 point foods. So that's why I'm using Better Balance. So it's already clicked, but we'll click it again. Back out of that. Now, the next line is carryover. You see the little blue tick? That means it's going to carry over any points I have. Well, we're going to fix the daily points, but in case I forget to make the adjustment that I'm getting ready to show you, I don't want to have anything carry over and mess up my point system. So better safe than sorry for me is I uncheck that box. So I'm not going to have any carryovers, no rollovers. Then go all the way towards the bottom where it says daily allowance, and you see manual allowance. That is not checked. So that means the app, going by my weight, height, goal, etc., has decided how many calories, my daily allowance, my weekly allowance, and my activity allowance. It's already decided that for me. Well, we said we can't have that because that's not the points that we're supposed to get. So click manual allowance, and you see how these came back where you can click on them. They darkened up. Click daily allowance. How many did we say? We get 0. Scroll all the way down. But look, it stops at 1. So we've got to figure a workaround. So just leave it at 1. Then go below that to weekly allowance. And we get 49. So scroll up to 49. Be sure, go to the top and click save. Because if you just back out of it, it's not going to save it. And you're going to wonder what in the world you did. Trust me. So we're going to click save. Then we're going to get out of settings. Then we're going to go back one more time. And we're here at our tracker. You can see how it changed it. I have 1 point for the day. And there's my 49 weeklies. Well, here's the problem with that 1 point. That gives me 7 extra points for the week. Because that's 1 point a day for 7 days. I don't get those points. So I've got to get rid of it without eating it. Now, you can go through the app, pick a food that's 1 point, and track it. To me, I don't want a food listed on my tracker that I didn't eat. Just for clarity's sake, and for if I just go back and think, did you really eat that? Even though I know I didn't. If I used the same thing every single day, like some obscure food, maybe I wouldn't eat. That had a point. But I like to have it in its own separate entry. So what we're going to do is click the plus at the bottom. Then we're going to click food. And the row of options at the top, click on my food. The plus at the bottom. Then we're going to build our own food for 1 point. I use food loosely because the name is required. I call it daily adjustment. I may have one in there already. I'm not sure. But I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. Description, that's optional. I don't need that. I know what it is. It shows that I'm on the Better Balance program. Serving size does not matter. Here is an interesting little button. 0 bite food. If I'm tracking, and let's say there's a tortilla that I know is a Simply Feeling 0 point food, but there's points in the app, when I track it or when I build a recipe with it, I click on that. You see up top it put a 0, so it doesn't matter what I enter the rest of this page, that's a 0 bite food. That's just a extra little bit of information anytime you need to change something to 0, even if you're doing let's say you're still doing the blue plan on Better Balance. You didn't change over when Weight Watchers changed over. Sometimes there are some entries in here like eggs. There are some entries where eggs are still showing points and your eggs are 0. So when you choose eggs, you want to click that and give them a 0 value. So we'll just leave that alone. And then let's click next until we get down to, there we go, calories. I had to experiment. To get 1 bite, I had to put in 25 calories. Now you can see, next, done. None of the other macros are required. Well, I'm moving my little camera, excuse me. So we want to click save. And there's our daily adjustment, quote unquote, food for 1 bite. So back out of that. Back out of that. We're back to our tracking page. So for today, I need to get rid of that 1 point without eating it. So I always put it in the snack category. So click on snack, go up to my food, type in daily, and it should pull it up. See, I already had, well, if you type right, it does. I already had one in there, but they're the exact same thing. Click on that. There's our little snack over here. Track. Back out of that. It took it out of our dailies. It did not touch our weeklies. So now we are set for the day with 0 points. And any food that we add will come directly from our weeklies. Now, if we want to go ahead and pre-track for tomorrow, do a long hold on daily adjustment. It pulls up copy the previous day, copy the next day, or delete. We want to copy it to the next day. Then go up here. Tomorrow is Sunday. Click on Sunday, and there is our daily adjustment. So we'll go back to Saturday, and there you have it. That is how I keep up with my points on the Healthy app. I hope this helped you. If you have any further questions about the app, if I know, I will let you know. I'll be honest with you, I don't use the full app. I just use the tracker. I don't use the meal plans, the recipes, or the community. I use the tracker with the weigh-in and the food. So if there's anything, and the settings, if there's anything that I can help you on that, then just let me know. So that is it for me today, and I will see you in my next video.